Exactly 1 week ago, two fantastic HBO shows came to a close, those shows being Succession and Barry, and I wanted to make videos about them. I've never talked about these shows, I just really jumped on both of them very last second, and now I've seen the entirety of, and I want to talk about Barry. Barry was the show I watched first, mostly because it was the show I just was found more easier to watch because 30-minute episodes, 8 episodes a season, versus the task of Succession being hour-long episodes, 9 to 10 per season. I was just like, I'll watch Barry first. I think Barry was a great starter to what was the Succession Barry binge. Barry was overall phenomenal. I think it's one of the better shows I've ever seen. And I know I say that a lot, but I'm very picky on what shows I do watch, so I feel like I only watch like the best TV shows that are thrown at me. But Barry will definitely be one of the more memorable ones because it was so distinct in its style and its execution and its way the show evolved into something that is shocking comparing season 1 and season 4. I don't think they did everything perfectly, but it's still without a doubt one of the best shows I've ever seen. Yeah, and I'll talk about Succession in another video, but I'll just say like the days of me watching Succession and Barry back to back was just so amazing. And here I am on a Sunday without either one of these shows, and now I just don't know what to do except for make videos about them. Yeah, Barry stars Bill Hader, and it is a show that starts out as a comedy, and then by the time we get to season 4, it's like a horror drama with some action. It really evolved into something quite different. I'll go through like what I thought of each season. I thought season 1 was really good. I thought season 2 was a masterpiece of television. Season 3 was really great, and season 4 was really good. If I had to rank the seasons, I would probably say season 2, season 3, and then season 1 and season 4 are about a tie. And what I love so much about season 2 is just it found the perfect blend of everything. Season 2 builds suspense in dark ways that you would never expect, but yet still has that comedic tone that you're like, yeah, that's what I like about this show. And then by the time you get to season 3 and 4, it just almost drops about 80% of the comedy. It still has some dry humor, but by the time you get particularly towards season 4, you're just like, this is not the show I started watching, which is not a bad thing because it evolved. The show evolved and made a very bold statement at the end, something that will not leave my mind for a long time. But I'll just say why season 2 was my favorite is because not just because it was the best blend, it's also because I think it's the most well-made season. It has a lot of phenomenal action sequences. I think season 3 has some great action sequences as well. While season 4 and season 1 really just kind of lay low when it comes to the action, like season 4 definitely has its moments, but I do think the action in season 4 is nothing compared to season 2 and 3. That was not the goal of season 4, but I will say I will prefer season 2 and 3 any day compared to season 4 and season 1. I think season 2 and 3 is really when the show is in its stride, and that doesn't mean I hate season 1 or season 4. It's just I prefer the Barry seasons where we have a little bit of fun here, depression, side quest, and then some great action. It's just a very broad entertainment that I really thought Barry just really captured super well. One character in the show, Sally Reed, is one of the best female characters I've seen in television. You feel for every ounce of character choices that she makes. She's obviously a very relatable character. Bill Hader, I don't know if he really ran the show, but I know he almost took over it by the time the show was done. But I know that he said that's how he thinks he sees himself as Sally, and I get that because Sally, I think, is without a doubt the most interesting character, and so is Barry because he has quite the backstory. But I think Sally is just the character that we all related to, was unique in her own way, and someone to root for throughout the entire season. The show has a really good way of having characters that we hate and love at the same time, and all the characters are very complex, deep, and yet oddly funny at moments, and memorable at the same time, like Fuchs, NoHo Hank. And usually I can't remember character names, but in a show like Barry, I remember all their names. I remember what makes them distinct, and I don't watch this show and go, oh yeah, that guy. I know their names, and that's how I know a show has left an impression on me, because when I watch a movie, I don't know the characters' names. Like, who knows the characters' names in the movie? Like, I don't. In this show, I really connected with a lot of it. I don't think I disliked a single episode of the show. Maybe an episode in season 1 I didn't care for. I think there was like one episode in season 4 that I thought was a little slow. But besides that, I thought this was a phenomenal show. I'm not going to give it a score because, to be honest, I just didn't calculate one, and I have a hard time just grading shows, particularly like a whole entire series. If this were just like me talking about season 4 specifically, I would give a grade. I can't do for the entire show. But anyway, Barry was phenomenal. I loved it from beginning to end. Thank you, Bill Hader. Thank you, everyone involved, because this is a show that will go down as one of the best shows HBO has ever done. So yeah. Anyways, comment down below what you guys thought of Barry. What did you guys think of season 4? Do you think it wrapped it up in a great way? Are you disappointed? Are you happy with it? I'm very curious. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And adios.